to the MegaMonsterCast, where today we are talking about episode 13 of Ultraman G'd. I am Nick, with me are Alex and Josh.
Hello.
All right,
Hello
then.
there.
Sorry, I got a bit of a pepper stuck in the back of my throat.
So it's that time of the season where we get a clip show. If it was...
It's that time of year.
Thankfully, we're watching a show
Oh,
from
God.
2017, so we have one clip show episode instead of 2024, where we had 4
Three?
clip show episodes. No, because we also had the one with Coffee Dude. He did his own clip show episode too, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we had 3 that were just dubbed over, and they threw the episode's plot out entirely. And then we had a 4th one that had some plot to it. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so this episode is all about, the premise for this is
I knew it was going to
Riku.
do it. I
Yep.
knew it was going to do it.
Riku and, for listeners who are not viewing, which I don't know whether the one guy who definitely watches these is a viewer or a listener, but
But we love you.
we do love you.
We do.
No,
We do.
we're having some technical difficulties with Alex's camera where it keeps zooming in and out.
I keep getting the wide angle view on me.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Nope. All right.
Today's going to be a bad day.
Still not as bad as the other day with me and Nick.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
We recorded 4 different times.
Yeah,
No,
4 different times across 2 different days.
I'm not going to stop the cast. I'm just going to ruin my aspect of it, which is already ruined by me being here, so it doesn't matter.
Well,
Anyway.
I didn't want to say it, but yeah.
Well, someone had to. I'm glad I got to it first.
So anyway, the premise of this episode is because Riku and Pega are trying to reenact an episode of Dawnshine, their favorite superhero show.
Which apparently revolves around a baseball theme. So it's the baseball episode from Dragon Ball.
Wrong. It's the baseball theme from Gunhead.
It's the baseball theme from 7 Sentai shows at least.
I like how they hit the little dangly part and it just wiggles.
Yep. Yeah, so because of the baseball...
That was the weakest effect of the entire episode.
Yeah. But it's like, it's fun with how bad it is. Where, like, it's clearly just them editing fucking still shot.
It was like a warp. Like, yep. I almost pitied, like, the person who had to replace the background information as it swings back and forth.
Oh, dude, that's simple. You just do 2 layers and then you...
Well, yeah, but you gotta have the information in the second layer. Like, you gotta remove the ball.
Oh, dude, again, that's simple.
But it's like an easy pattern, so it would work.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, so they hit Rem with the baseball, and this causes Rem to short out. And when I'm gonna call her she. Reboots.
Basically, they have to give Rem a job.
Awful. No, so now she's doesn't remember anything, so they have to reteach her about what's happened in the show so far.
Why would you ever put the processing units inside of that dangly ball? That's clearly an IO sector.
Secondly,
the processing should be elsewhere. This makes no sense.
Secondly, they should have taught her wrong as a joke.
We teach you wrong as a joke. Oh, terrible.
Yep. We do get a couple of, like, good bits.
It's a hell of a contrivance for a clip show. I'll say. Yeah. Like, it works, but I'm like, why would you do this?
Yeah. We do get a couple of really good bits, though, in my opinion. Number one, by the end of the episode, everyone is in on everyone else's secrets. Like we are 100% caught up. Everybody knows who's who and what their relationship is and like what their job is and how they're connected to the plot. So they used the
Who
clip
is your
show episode.
daddy and what
Yep,
does he do?
yep. They used the clip show episode to at least like further the let's just toss out any contrivances of people not knowing each other, like what each other's deal is anymore, and now everybody's on the same page.
Which, if that's the only thing that it did, I think that it was worthwhile because
Yeah, at least we got that.
yeah,
And we also get some decent interactions between like Zero and Moa, which is fun. You know, like, oh hey, I went out into space and I sealed the space butthole, so now Belial probably won't show up, but I didn't actually see him, so I don't know for sure how this is gonna work.
Belly is gonna have to reach in there and just stretch it out, just like
Yep, you're just goat seeing for the public now. But yeah. So we get that, and then we get like the contrived, like, let's teach Rem about what's gone on in the show so far. We'll start with like the transformation device and the MacGuffins that we're going after, the little stars. We'll cover the broad strokes episodes and like the various forms that Jeed has acquired over the course of the series.
like
Include
literally, this is to remind a viewer of the things they just watched.
oh yeah, well
Like that's
especially
the
included
whole,
in the last episode.
yeah,
that's
especially
what the whole mechanism is.
yeah. Again, I they spent more time on Magnificent. Like I love Magnificent. They could have had like a 10-second clip of Magnificent. That was literally the last episode.
Yeah, that didn't need a minute.
Mhm. But we get that.
Just you.
We also get Zero and Leto's relationship re-established for us. We get Zero Beyond re-established on how that works. We get like
We
some of
find out how conceited and annoying Zero actually is.
oh dude,
How dare you?
Zero has such a big head. Like that is a big part of his character actually.
Like he was funny up until this episode, and I'm like, dude, you're kind of a bitch.
He you have to
He's the main
remember
character.
he
He's
was
got
also
main character syndrome, is what you meant to say.
that's like
No,
he
he
literally
is.
saved this company unfortunately. That's just and he's kind of aware of it.
Very meta.
Oh yeah. Like he's not 100% aware of it, but he
He
was
knows.
given
But you know,
well and like that fucking bracelet he wears that he can't use in this, but he used in Orb in the Orb movie. That was literally given to him by a god to bestow power upon him. He
the
is
one above
literally,
all, aka the writers.
uh, yeah. If you want to call Ultraman Noah that, that's fine.
Oh, it wasn't even as contrived as the one above all in Marvel.
I mean,
Yeah.
Noah's a fun character. Well, he's killed a lot of hosts. He's killed at least 4 hosts.
Yeah.
Are we sure that Zero is
They all
a
deserved
good
it
guy?
though.
Zero has not killed any of his hosts, but he did possess a dead body for a while. Not like Leto, where Leto's still around. Like the corpse was just dead, and then he took over. And then the corpse's little brother had to deal with that trauma, and that little brother was played by the same actor who plays Riku.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that was a weird. I love the casting, but it's real fucking weird that he plays 2 characters that both have a relationship with Zero.
Fun fact, Alex, when he was done using the body, he left it right in front of the little brother and it just collapsed in front of him, dead. And Zero's like, deal with that.
What? I thought these were supposed to be heroes.
I mean,
This is
What's more heroic
dark shit.
than having a little boy face trauma of his brother dying in front of his face twice. He's gonna grow up and do drugs. So, and that's heroic.
Not trauma is not a gateway. Well, okay.
Mhm.
Trauma doesn't have to be a gateway to drugs.
Yeah, well, in this case, it is.
Yeah, okay. That's not great.
Yeah, well, we all do it differently.
But yeah, episode ends with Laiha getting angry at Riku because Riku kept secrets from her, and then she
There's all the
throws
porn.
the toy octopus at him and hits Rem, and now the episode repeats itself. Clip show episode.
Clip show.
Yeah, so I figured we would use this this recording to kind of get you guys' general thoughts on the series so far, since this is like the halfway point, and kind of where you guys think it's going to be going.
I'll let Alex answer first.
Well, you should go. I'll build off of you.
No. I've got
You
a
have far
wild
more-
theory.
All right. Well, Josh is going to say
All
something
right.
out of pocket.
Yeah, I guess. I've been really enjoying this series. I think this might be better than Orb in some respects, but I think Orb as a whole is really strong. I think I like the pacing here better.
That's fair.
And I really like the team energy. Like I've said before, of everybody kind of knowing the whole story, and we all kind of know what's happening, and no one's in the dark, and we don't have to play the sitcom bits anymore.
Yep.
As much as I love me a good sitcom, but I'm really hoping that they take this further into having a memorable antagonist, because I think they set up the last few episodes for our antagonist to not be quite a juggler, but to, be more important, more. They're not really playing him as a sympathetic character, though, in the same way that you kind of got from Juggler.
Yeah, Kay is definitely like he has juggler energy to start with, but by this point in the series, like
He's juggler on the Adderall.
he's definitely not. He doesn't have the same like relationship with the characters that Juggler did, and he doesn't have that
Oh
same
yeah,
like
yeah.
Juggler.
I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, and Juggler like was having fun. You can tell Kay, this is like all business.
Yeah, and I think that energy kind of takes away from a little bit of the fun that we have when we're with Kay.
Mhm.
Not to besmirch the character at all, because I still like the character, but
Mhm.
I don't know. It's either got to shift to it being more story driven and less monster of the week, or it's going to go fully monster of the week for a while. And I'm not excited for that if that's how it goes.
Okay.
I'd rather because like this series has been very character strong, and I'd like more of that. Even they're even able to have that character development when we have the fight scenes. The fight scenes aren't there just as set pieces. We actually do get some character development between like Jeet and Zero. So, and with Jeet and the rest of the cast, frankly, even in those moments. So I like that they're not just centerpieces. So I'm not entirely sure, but maybe I'll get my wish and it'll stay strong.
All right, Josh, where are you thinking this is going?
All
Yeah,
right,
blow
so
my
anyway,
blow my theory out of the water.
first of all, I have to say, I think I enjoy Orb more so far. Main character, anyway. Team dynamic, though.
I mean,
takes it.
between Guy and Riku, I know I like Guy more.
Yeah, I think I like the Sword Orb a little bit more right so far up to now, just because we went through all of Orb. We're only halfway through this. Team
That's fair.
dynamic, I like Jeed more.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But now, Alex, I want to need you to sit down for this one. It's just about to get real.
All right, I'm ready.
So, if this is going to go anywhere, it's clearly by the end of this series, Belial and Riku are going to reunite. Belial's going to be part of Riku's life and like form a father-son bond again. Except for what
Yeah, but
Riku
it's gonna
doesn't
be like a
know.
Palpatine strike me down thing.
Exactly. Riku
Yeah.
doesn't know is Belial's going to be like sucking his energy out to form a monstrous Godzilla-esque Belial that goes on a rampage. And he's going to be nothing. And then all of a sudden, the king of Ultraman is going to lend the power to Riku. And he's going to form a super Riku
I think he's gonna
and
want
kill
to.
him.
I think he's gonna want to make. Billy's gonna want to make a capsule out of Riku.
Okay,
He's just going to
interesting.
put Riku in like a little jar.
Yep.
Well, like that's the mechanism for stealing someone's power. Using someone's power.
No, he's physically going to put Riku in a jar.
Well, I mean, maybe
Like a little terrarium.
he's gonna get a little rattly.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, yeah. So a couple things I want to remind you guys of going into the back half of this. So technically, we do
It's
have.
just like, fuck you guys, you're wrong.
Uh, Josh is not 100% wrong, and he's not 100% right either. There's aspects of what he said that, while not entirely correct, are not entirely incorrect. We were joking around the other day that I was joking around that it would be hilarious if Belial shows up at the end of the series and he comes up to Riku and he's like, "Listen, I forgive you for not being evil," and then he just walks away.
I forgive you for not being the son I wanted.
And
I thought
Riku's
it was
just
gonna
like,
be the whole end of Empire, where it's like, join my side and we can rule the galaxy as father and son.
no, he's not even gonna do that. He's just like, "Listen, I forgive you for not being who I wanted you to be."
Which is like one of the more fucked up things that a parent can say to their child, even though it sounds like I release you from this burden.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to be better than this. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it has like a completely different energy to it, though.
Yeah.
Like it's everything, not just I'm disappointed in the moment or your actions. It's like I'm disappointed in the person you became.
Yeah, you're not who I wanted you to be, and I forgive you for that.
As a test
Which
tube.
is so brutal.
It's a
Yeah.
test tube, baby. You should have been better.
Yeah, like the last episode is just Riku trying to unpackage what he's feeling after that.
It's like you should. I'm not even sad that you're not better than me. You just weren't good.
I need you to take down
It's like,
Zero and Orb.
I think my dad forgave me for not being evil, but I don't really
Yeah, but it doesn't
understand what
even
I'm supposed to feel about that.
it doesn't even
Well,
feel
Michael-
like one of those underhand compliments. It just feels like a straight up insult.
Yep.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's the point.
So a couple things
I
want
think
to.
I know how I'm supposed to feel about this, but I'm uncomfortable with it.
Yep. So a couple things I want to remind you guys of going into the back half. So a couple
I'm
big
right.
points. So far, again, Jeed and Orb have a lot of the same like genetics to them in terms of storytelling beats. Like we've had a lot of similar build up. Like the mid-season forms treated kind of in a similar way.
They're both aliens.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're both aliens. And while they take like a different approach to every story beat, there are a lot of similar story beats.
What if we
So
got Riku next episode just dressed up like Guy, the full brim hat and the jacket?
We all
Oh,
know that's what's his name from Arc. I still don't remember. I don't remember his name.
Gento.
Don't don't smart Ginto.
No. So yeah, we're
I
gonna
said
get.
Arc, not Blazed Arc.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, Yuma. That's it. Run Yuma.
Run, Yuma.
All right. But anyway, so we'll get a few more things going on in this show. Like at this point, um, expect that we'll get one more form by the end of the series, which is kind of a bummer because I think Magnificent is like such a good design, but we are going to get one more form. Um, and expect that. Remember specifically, technically, this show has two villains.
And they're gonna fuse to become one super villain.
Alex, you look puzzled. You've
You
seen.
mean Kay and Belial?
Yeah, they're two different
Oh,
people.
okay, sure.
Yeah, they're two different
They have the
people.
mom and dad.
Yeah. Kate talks to Belial constantly, and Belial's now sealed inside of the space butthole.
Belial's just like, oh God, why won't you just text me?
Yep.
He's like, "Kate, come through the butthole's like, here, come in where it's nice and warm."
Yep. So yeah,
Recover from your wounds.
I guess that comes from me being skeptical that we'll see Belial.
I mean, we technically
Like
already
on
have many times.
well, I mean, like more so than the Emperor in Empire Strikes Back, or no, it was Empire Strikes Back where the Emperor makes the first appearance, where he's just a head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
But
you also have
are you just not like they're just a shadow broker?
you have to remember though. So, like, there's a lot of ways to like parallel Star Wars with, especially with G. To like,
I mean,
it's
you've
really
been
easy.
pushing this. I'm just trying
Oh
to
no,
come halfway to you on this one.
I totally agree with you on that. You've got to remember though, Belial is literally Jeed's dad. So
Does it like are I guess maybe I'm thinking that Riku's still not important. Like this could be like why would you put all your eggs in one basket? Why would Belial, this cosmic multiversal being, not have like an infinite number of these disciples, or this like he could just pull an Elon Musk and want to populate the world with his genes.
So I will say you are touching on a stage show they do not have a recording of, but there are other
Why
other
just that?
G's.
What?
Yeah, there are. He's
You know
got
what
like
this stage show's
four.
about? Spreading your seed.
Yeah, there's like four other clones out there that he has to fight in a stage show.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I'd watch that.
Dude, I wish they had the stage shows like recorded so I could watch them. That would be so cool.
Ah,
Like every year they have like 3 or 4 stage shows that are like considered like epilogue episodes for series. So like
You'd think they'd
Blazar
want to.
had some. So did like
Yeah.
all the like every Ultraman show has like 1 to 3 usually stage shows that are like bonus episodes basically.
That is a shame that they don't record those.
Yep. Yeah, you did touch on something they did address, thankfully.
But yeah, I haven't been convinced up to this point that Belial is going to make like a active role.
That's fair. Do you think
But
they're gonna have a conversation, him and Riku, where he's like, "Dad, why was I born? You were born because I was bored."
I'm really struggling to figure out whether I feel like, yeah, that's definite. Maybe not definite, but I think highly likely.
Mhm.
But I feel like it would make more sense if it happened more than once.
Okay, that's fair. Any other things you guys think are gonna happen before the end of this show?
Oh, I think
He's
I
going to be
think I
a
got.
part of a throuple.
Okay. I mean, he's already dangerously close to one with a
Exactly.
woman that's very into him and a woman that he lives with who is clearly not that into him.
And is clearly kind of murderous.
I know. I would make the argument both of them kind of are.
And then Pega's going to be a cunt.
All right, sure. All right, with that,
Not fully in the corner, but just like halfway in the corner, like through the floor, like
Yep.
He doesn't even need a chair. He could just be on the wall.
exactly.
All right, with that being said, we're going to call this one. Tune in next time for, what is the name of that next episode? Episode 14, Shadows of Shadows.
If only it were like Evangelion and we had 4 different titles.
If only. Anyway, tune in next time.
Would be
Bye-bye.
sick.